This story doesn't involve me directly, but I witnessed my first Karen incident at the gym today. A bit of explanation about the layout of the gym swimming pool and locker rooms. There are 4 locker rooms for people who want to go swimming: male, female, disabled, and family, where parents and children can go to get ready instead of going into either the male/female locker rooms, as the age limit for children of the opposite sex to their parent, for example male child going with a female parent or vice versa, is 8 years old. This is important later. In the locker room, there was a girl who looked to be about 16 years old. She wasn't indecent, she had on her bra and underwear, as well as a towel around her waist, and she was in her locker trying to get her clothes. I was almost ready to leave, and was maybe 4 or 5 lockers down from her. Usually, I don't pay any attention to what happens in the locker room, but today I couldn't help but notice one woman, this is our entitled mother, looking horrified. Now this woman was in her late 20s, early 30s and was getting her son, a boy of maybe 2 or 3 years old, ready to go swimming. She didn't look like a typical Karen type, and didn't really give off any indication that she was going to go off on one. But then, she did. This woman, with her horrified expression, walked over to the girl and tapped her on the shoulder. The girl jumped, clearly surprised that someone was talking to her. She turned, and before she even turned to speak, the entitled mother starts talking. "You shouldn't be dressed like that in public." Now let me just remind everyone, so we're on the same page. This is the female locker room for a gym swimming pool. It is not uncommon for women to walk around in just towels, or their underwear, or even stand around naked. Rare, but it happens. There is nothing out of the ordinary about a teenage girl in her underwear and a towel. Said girl is startled. "What? You're not dressed decently. You should cover up." The girl didn't say anything, and turned around to try and get dressed. The entitled mother did not like this. "Excuse me? Look at me when I'm talking to you." The girl turned around and gave her an "Are you serious?" look, but the entitled mother didn't think anything of it and kept going. "You shouldn't be naked in public. Especially not in front of my son. I don't want my son exposed to the female body while he is so young." At this point I'm looking around and making eye contact with other people in the locker room, confirming that this was actually happening, and I wasn't just imagining it. I exchanged looks with 3 or 4 other women, almost all of them accompanied by their own children. Nobody seemed to agree with this entitled mother's opinion. The girl was visibly annoyed. "What the heck are you talking about? I'm trying to get dressed, so leave me alone and stop being a creep." "I'm the creep? You're the one showing off your body to my son. You're trying to distract my son."
This is not okay. This needs to stop now."
"What the heck? He's a toddler. I just want to get dressed in peace, lady." Entitled mother wasn't finished. "I am going to speak to a member of staff and get you banned. In fact, you should be freaking arrested. Public nudity is a crime, you know." At this point, one of the other mothers speaks up. "She's allowed to be in her underwear in the swimming changing room. Why are you having a fit about that? It's stupid." The entitled mother did not expect this reaction. "Because my son should not be exposed to the female body like that at such a young age."
"Cancer. This is so much cancer."
Other mother was in attack mode. "Did you breastfeed your son?" "Of course. It's healthier for the baby." "Then why is it a crime for your son to see a teenage girl in a bra when he fed from your breasts?" "Because that's different. I was feeding my baby, but this girl has sexual motivations."
"That I can feel the tumors growing on my back. And it's way down heavy on me, and it's not okay."
By this point I had been ready to leave for about 5 minutes, but I was just sticking around for the drama. However, I was getting tired of entitled mother and her backwards logic. So I pitched in as well. "Miss, if you are so against your son seeing women dressed so indecently, why did you choose to come into the female locker room instead of the family changing room?" And then a third contributor chimed in with, "Why are you taking your child swimming in a place where he can see women in swimsuits which show off her bodies if you don't want him to see women's bodies?" This threw entitled mother off her game for a moment, before she tried to claw her way back. Well, most women wear a one-piece swimming costume, and it would be unfair on me to be segregated from other women by going into the family room. At this point I rolled my eyes, said whatever lady, and walked out of the locker room. I have no idea how much longer the entitled mother went on her rant, or if anything else even happened. It was my first real-life experience with an entitled mother out in full force, so it was a bit of a wild ride from start to finish, but I hope I don't run into another one again. I hope that the teenager was able to leave the locker room without much hassle.